We had a solid win over Bucknell last week. As Coach Gilmore alluded to, they're a very solid team, but they're still a developing team, new staff, and we get out of the gate pretty good. People have kind of pat our offense on the back the past couple of weeks for scoring 40 points the last 2 games, and to some extent that's true, but it's really more a result of what our defense and special teams have done. We've gotten great field position, takeaways, and points from defense and special teams the last 2 weeks. Offensively, though, I will give us credit in that the last 2 weeks we've had about 300 yards total offense in each of the first half. We've gotten off to good, fast starts and dominating field position. We continue to throw the ball well. We've got 2 good quarterbacks. Very fortunate to be in a position to have Collier Winters and Colton Chappell. Colton threw 4 touchdown passes, threw for 400 yards the week before, and threw for a lot less this week. We wanted to run the football, get a running game going against Bucknell. We rushed for 223. Some of that was somewhat inflated because our quarterback did a lot of scrambling, but we were very opportunistic and throwing the ball, and Colton had 5 touchdown passes, so we had 4 and 9 in the last 2 games. As you look at our team, I said at the beginning of the year the strength of our team would be our front 7. I still feel that's the case. We're really good up front in the defensive line. We've got really good athleticism and production from our linebackers. And the bottom line is if we continue to play strong defense, we'll be in every game. Defensively, the specific guys that really played well in the Bucknell game, Alex Gidding, our senior captain from Hudson, Ohio, is a tremendous football player. He was a high school quarterback, defensive back. He's about 230 pounds, 6'1", 6'2", extremely athletic, and he just does everything right. He's a great leader. He's a great production guy, and he does it all for us. Inside, our 2 tackles are pretty much about as good as you can get at our level. Josue Ortiz out of Avon Park, Florida, and Namdi Obukwelo out of Brockton, Massachusetts. Those 2 guys are really good players, and if you're going to be good on defense, you got to start right up the middle, and those 2 guys are tough to deal with for opposing offensive lines. On the special team side, when we recruited Saitu Smith, we felt like he was a guy that could contribute early on special teams and would be a great slot receiver guy. And it's rare that you have a freshman that really lives up to what you hoped and thought it would be, and Saitu has. And he's done it in such a poised, understated, unassuming way. This quiet kid, always smiles. Kids love him because of it, but he's one of those guys that doesn't look like he's running fast. But we know what we timed him at our camp, and we know he's fast. And he's really given our special teams and our return teams a jolt. He had a 91-yard kickoff return against Bucknell. Overall, we're a solid team. We still have a lot of room for improvement, and this week we're going to work on that. The Princeton game is always a big rivalry game. The Yale game's the big rivalry, but Princeton is not far behind as far as our players and coaches feel. We compete against them in recruiting all the time. It's been a big 3 game for us for 100+ years, and they're a team that has been up and down this year, quite honestly. They've got a ton of really good football players. They've hung in there really tough against some good teams like Lehigh, so we know we'll get their best shot. Congratulations to Josh Carter from Springfield College and to Ryan Taggart. Haven't seen Ryan up close and personal. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's a tremendous kid, and they had a great player in Dominic a couple of years ago, and you just don't expect to have a quarterback play at that high level that he plays at. And he can do it with his feet, he can do it with his arm as he did last week, but he's an outstanding football player. Congratulations to those guys, and good luck to everybody this week.